Hello everybody, welcome to the professional painting analysis by your local experts. Today we will be viewing a painting by Pablo Picasso. Okay, so this painting was painted in the year 1905. This is from his Rose period. So this doesn't mean that he actually painted stuff composed of roses or depicting roses in paintings. It's a period where he was happy because his blue period ended. What's interesting is this painting he painted when he was 24 years old, and so he was already finished with one phase of his life.
The depressive.
Yeah. Yeah, 24 years old. Okay, so the technique used was oil on canvas, as he most usually did. The painting is quite large. It's 1 meter by 81 centimeters. So the painting is supposed to depict a boy, a teenage boy with a pipe, and the boy is wearing a crown of roses. And okay, these are flowers. We can say they're roses. Okay, and he doesn't seem too interested in anything. He has a huge, large ear. A blank zombie-like stare because you can't see his pupils or eyes. Just like dark eyes.
He just looks sad.
Yeah, kind of sad, but I can tell it by the mouth. For the eyes, I don't know. I'm afraid.
Maybe he was just told to sit there and pose while he was being painted, and he was not too happy about it.
Perhaps. Although I must say, do you know what his face reminds me of? The Michael Myers from Halloween.
Oh, come on.
This is the face.
No.
These eyes. These are the eyes. Serial killer eyes.
No, he just looks sad. He was probably some poor boy apprenticing somewhere.
Well, I think Michael Myers was also sad. Yeah. Anyway, this boy is dressed in a shirt and pants. It, on the first look, it looks like overalls, but these are actually separate. These are pants and a shirt. Although they're the same color, and he has a pipe in his hands. So supposedly this mixture of roses on his head and the pipe is supposed to depict his innocence as well as his delinquency.
Okay.
So do you think teenage boys who smoke are delinquents?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Didn't you smoke like a teenager?
No.
So as a teenager you weren't
No.
smoking? When did you start smoking?
Later in life.
So you...
Like when I started uni.
Okay, so after puberty you've gone full delinquent.
Yeah. I was a late bloomer.
Well, not like our Picasso or his boy over here.
But actually, from the way that he's holding the pipe, it actually looks like somebody handed it to him and he's not actually using it.
I don't know, from what I see, if I were to just, focus on the arm here, I would say it's somebody else's hand. I wouldn't even say it's his hand.
Mm.
Yeah, interesting position. I mean, I've seen smokers handling cigarettes in a very weird way. But this, I don't know. My uncle smokes a pipe, but I've never seen him hold a pipe like this. They usually hold it by this part here, and then I don't know what this part of the pipe is called. But anyway.
It kind of looks like a prop, Like maybe he was fidgeting with his hand. He wasn't being still. So
Picasso
just made him hold this pipe.
Hold this pipe and be still, boy. Yeah. Trying to paint here. Yeah, perhaps. I don't know. I'm looking at his head now. If you were to remove these roses, what kind of huge head he would have? This...
Like a large forehead.
And an interesting hairdo. It reminds me of, Ace Ventura.
Yeah, maybe.
Isn't this like the Ace Ventura hairdo?
Maybe, but the brown color on top may not be part of his hair.
What is it then?
It could be like lighting or something like that.
No, I'm positive this is his hair. Nah, this is his hair for sure.
I don't know.
I mean, in the background we don't see this color appear anywhere else. So.
Or maybe just because he has the flowers around his head, so his hair got pushed back a bit.
Ace Ventura.
And
Okay, so also I must note, Picasso is known for his ability to paint masterpieces in any sort of style, but I must say this ear is one of the worst ears I've ever seen. I mean, really?
oh, when you zoom in on it like that, it's
To
not,
me, it reminds me of a telephone handle, like an old telephone handle.
it's not very detailed, is it?
I mean, I see a telephone here and I see a hole here. I mean, these flowers aren't detailed, but they're fine. But this here, it isn't.
The hole is quite alarmingly big.
Yeah. Do you think this boy maybe was trying to sneak his pipe into his ear when he was at home so his parents wouldn't find out? Okay, anyway. So let's rate the painting using our super objective scale. So in terms of aesthetics, how would you rate the picture? Aesthetically pleasing?
Yeah, I quite like it. It's okay. I'd give it like a 6.
6 out of 10?
Mm.
Okay, I will agree with you. I wouldn't give it a higher grade. I think 6 out of 10 is okay. It's an objective grade. So in terms of colors, we don't see as many shades of all the colors available, although we have colorful flowers here.
But it's quite dark overall.
Yeah, the painting in general, if you were to pixelate it in, I don't know, 10 or 12 pixels, you would see mostly dark brown and some blue.
I'd give it a 3.
I agree. What about the difficulty to paint? Do you think this one is difficult to paint?
I don't think it's easy to paint. I'd probably give it a, I don't know, maybe a 6 or a 7. Not sure. 6 because the face is not too detailed.
Yeah, although I must say I really like the contrast. These flowers are painted as if a child painted them, but at the same time his face here and his cheek looks fantastic. The shading here is brilliant, and here as well. So
yeah, you're right. Let's go for a 7.
Yeah, let's go for a 7. Although his hand is 2D and the ear is horrible, but okay, a 7 out of 10 for the difficulty to paint. What about the watchability factor? How long could you watch this painting? Could you stare at it for a long time?
Not such a long time, I think. I don't know. I like personally, it's not really my type of painting, so
I feel he's judging you. He didn't like a word you said.
I'll give it a 4.
Okay, I'll give it a 5 because I don't want to get murdered in the dark. So we'll go with 5 for the safety of us both. The living roomness factor. Would you put this in your living room?
I don't like the color scheme, so no.
To be honest, me neither. Which brings us to our last 2 grades. One of them is size, 1 meter by 81 centimeters. It falls under the category 5. But I wanted to comment on the price. So you mentioned you wouldn't put this in your living room, and neither would I. But this painting is one of the most expensive Picassos out there. So this painting is actually last sold for $104 million in 2004. $100 million for this. For a painting that is interesting, but you wouldn't want to look at it for a long time.
But
and
it's an investment.
you don't want to put it in your living
room. It's
an
investment.
Okay. An interesting approach. I think I would like to invest my $100 million in a different way.
The person who bought it, if it's privately owned now, probably it's not his only painting.
Yeah,
They
of course.
probably have a collection.
Of course. I mean, we're discussing these prices as if we could ever afford them. So, of course, it sounds silly, but yeah. It's one of the most expensive Picasso masterpieces. And we will conclude with that. This was the Garçon à la pipe or something like that. I don't speak French, so my apologies for that. Enjoy the painting and have a nice rest of the day.